Welcome back to CI Living. August, off to a cool start, but the days could soon heat up again. Summer is not over. We want to think about that. One creature always chomping at the bit, though, mosquitoes.
And here to help us keep those pesky pests away is U of I Extension Sandy Mason. Great to see you.
Yeah, great to see you.
Okay, pesky pests. What are we going to do about that?
Yeah, I think especially when it gets really hot, a lot of times gardeners like to go out either early in the morning or late in the day, and then actually for most mosquitoes, that's when they like to bite. So usually, often gardeners are out there during that time. So that would be one thing. If there's any way, it's a little cooler now, so maybe, not going out. There is one mosquito that will feed during the day, but usually not.
There's different kinds of mosquitoes?
There are many different kinds of mosquitoes.
Oh, I thought a mosquito was a mosquito.
No, we need to talk.
Okay.
Oh, man, well, we will save it for another segment. That actually would be pretty interesting. But they do annoy you. They come and they
absolutely.
Yeah, irritate you. But there are ways to kind of minimize your exposure.
Well, probably the biggest thing is just make sure that they're not actually breeding in your landscape, because it is one of those things, like those little thing shows. The female is the only one that actually bites and feeds, because she actually has to have the protein from the blood in order to lay eggs. And so you can make all kinds of jokes, obviously, about females are the only ones. The males actually don't bite. So, I don't know. You can make whatever jokes you want to on that one. But they'll go and lay their eggs, but they lay their eggs on stagnant water. The one thing is with the water, though, it doesn't have to be very deep. Just a simple, like in a tire, a little bit in a kiddie pool, even like the saucers underneath your plants. If it stays there for a couple of days, they can actually breed in there. So make sure that you don't add any standing water. Clean your gutters. That's the other big thing. They love gutters that hold water. Even just a little bit of stagnant water, oh, they love that. So that's not good. So there are things you can do, like if you have like rain barrels or even horse tanks or something like that, where you do have to hang on to water for any period of time. There's actually stuff you can put in the water. And this is actually safe. It's safe for the animals. You can use these kind of mosquito beaters or mosquito dunks. So you actually put these in the water and they float around, and it actually...
What did you call that?
Mosquito dunks or donuts. Oh. Sometimes people call them donut. You don't eat this one. You don't eat this one, Heather. There's no jelly filled.
I love me a good donut.
Yeah. It's not jelly filled. This is not donut. So you float this in the water, and actually it's very effective on the larva, which is what we're trying to kill. So that's good. The other thing is just personal protection kinds of things, and there's lots of stuff out there. You heard about Avon Skin So Soft and all that kind of stuff. It works okay, but the trouble is with that stuff, it doesn't work for very long. You might 15, 20 minutes, you're done. And if that's all you're going to be out, that's fine. But the big thing is, if you're going to be out like for several hours or whatever, you really do need to look at some of these other types of products.
Because they're more intense, or they have a specific chemical concentration?
DEET is the gold standard when it comes to that. And DEET's been around for a long time, and actually it's a pretty safe product. It's been around for a long time, but you can look at different percentages, and that's what you really need to check with the different products on what the percent is. And so depending on the percent, the higher the percent, the longer it's going to last. So all day long, you might use something like this 40% DEET, then you get maybe 8 hours or so of protection. And remember, always with this stuff, all you want to do is just any exposed skin. You don't have to like bathe in this stuff. So if you have long sleeves, that helps.
Do you put it on your clothes?
Yeah. You put on your clothes.
Spray it on your clothes?
Yeah, spray it on your clothes. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, you spray it on your clothes, and actually that's better.
Okay.
So spray it on the clothing and then any exposed skin. You don't have to like put it underneath, if you're going to have long. So if you can wear long sleeves, that helps.
Sure.
Long pants, all that kind of good stuff.
So I'm looking at these, though. I mean, these are all very cutesy and marketed toward families and such. But I mean, does it really make a difference otherwise? I mean, other than marketing-wise?
Yeah, it's the percent. Okay. And the other thing, you always want to read the label, especially because a lot of these are not meant to be used on really young children, especially infants. You really have to make sure that you read the label and make sure it's listed for the. And that's why we'd probably go with this family kind, because it has a lower percent of DEET, and it would be more acceptable for smaller children. There's also some plant-based repellents. That's what this one is. This lemon, eucalyptus, and actually that will last pretty long time. So this is actually another one that you might get a couple hours out, and that's all you're going to be outside.
It's supposed to be natural. Is that the idea?
It's lemon and eucalyptus.
Now, what if we wanted to have a plant that would repel mosquitoes.
Yeah.
Is there a plant that would?
You see it a lot, the mosquito plants, and it's kind of these scented geraniums and stuff. And those are actually fine, but the trouble is you almost have to like sit in the plant or like rub the plant. You know, you have to be really close to the plant.
Right.
I guess carry the plant with you. I don't know. It's
make a necklace or a lei out of it.
Citronella necklace.
There you go. So it's how, you know, and if it's real windy, that may not help. You know, so those kind of things are a little iffy. You can always try them. As far as our backyard stuff, there's certainly candles, like citronella candles. They're foggers. You just have to kind of, you know, it sort of depends on how windy it is, those kind of things. There's actually that product in front of you, this yellow can product. You can actually use that on clothing. It's actually meant to really, you know, fix the clothing so that you can just put the clothing on and then you're fine. Well, so that's another product.
And these foggers, so okay, this repels and kills them because these are more repellent.
And that's a good point. These are not killing them. They're truly repelling them. The whole idea is that, you know, the mosquito is actually looking for dark objects and carbon dioxide. So that's really what they're sensing. So I guess you could just stop breathing. That might help.
Yeah.
If you just stop breathing, then they wouldn't, you know, or make sure you're not breathing as much as the person next to you.
I think that's a great solution.
And the other thing is, I do want to remind people, is that just simple fans, is reminding, just a simple fan, the mosquitoes are really bad flyers. They're not very strong flyers. So have a big fan, you know, or have a fan over your outdoor area or something. And actually, that does a pretty good job of keeping the mosquitoes away.
All right, lots of great tips. Yeah, stick around because we've got some more questions for you. All right, coming up, Sandy's going to answer all of your gardening questions. If you have a question for her, you can post it on our Facebook page or you can email it to us at CILiving@WCIA.com.
Well, wouldn't you like to have local craft